Hello everybody, and thank you for tuning in to ChasingCinema.com's official podcast. Today we're going to be talking about the fact that Reese Witherspoon may be playing Tinkerbell in an upcoming Disney live-action story. If you want to read this full report, make sure to ChasingCinema.com, hit that news button, you'll be able to find this video and click the report in question from THR, the Hollywood Reporter. But before we get into that, let's talk about Tink, the Disney live-action movie that's supposed to follow around the main character, Tinkerbell, Peter Pan's fairy sidekick. It's been a while since we've heard anything about this project. It was kind of on hold for a little bit, it might seem like. And however, with the success of Maleficent and Cinderella, Disney right now is in the process of wanting to make some, live action adaptations of some of our favorite characters. And who better, who's not really ever had a real solid live action representation or her own film, again, live action film, than Tinkerbell. Julia Roberts has played Tinkerbell. A few other people have, but that's just not the same. People want a live-action movie about Tinkerbell. And Tinkerbell does have a line of successful straight-to-DVD movies, so why not give her a live-action film? Of course, based on the J.M. Barrie novel that tells the story of a young boy named Peter Pan, Tink is going to be telling an alternate version of the Peter Pan story, assuming similar to Maleficent, where they're going to take something that we are familiar with and kind of just change it up and say, well, this is what kind of happened. Another side of the story, if you will, instead of being Cinderella, just being more of a live-action remake. Obviously, we know the story's going to be different because it revolves around Tink more than Peter. THR reports that this movie is back on the table, and that the fact that Reese Witherspoon possibly playing this role, and as her now very successful role as producer, might have helped get this movie back on the table. It's also brought some more interesting names as far as screenwriter attached, but granted, this is a movie that's still probably going to be in question again. If you want to read the full report from THR, go to ChasingCinema.com, hit that news button, you'll be able to find this video, click the link below, and it'll take you to the THR report in question. This movie is kind of far off. We're obviously still in kind of developmental, pre-production, so this is Reese Witherspoon may play Tinkerbell. It's kind of looking that way, but as many times before in the world of motion pictures, sometimes projects stop, sometimes projects don't work out, and sometimes projects get stuck in what we call limbo. And limbo is a place where movies go to just never be made and always talked about, possibly. Like, for instance, we talked about The Crow yesterday, and the fact that movie's been in limbo for kind of a long time. It's just been there, and people have talked about doing it, and it just never eventually happened. I think Reese Witherspoon is kind of on an interesting career path right now. She's done some really important projects as far as producer with Gone Girl, and then doing Wild in a very incredible dramatic role. She obviously wanted to do something light and fluffy for herself, as she did a Hot Pursuit, which I wasn't really a fan of. But this is a fun role. This is a role that, she could, that kids will see. Her kids, I don't know if she has kids, I don't know how old they are, if she does, but her kids will watch, her grandkids will watch, in hypothetical senses, or if in reality, then in reality. And it would kind of help the fact that it's going to be coming right after the Pan movie now, which tells an alternate story, a little bit more of a prequel to the Peter Pan story that we all know and love, of the boy who never grew up against the sinister man, Captain James Hook. Though in Pan, it's Blackbeard, way before James Hook appears to be a villain. Anyway, the alternate universes where we are retelling these stories that we know very well, but with little twists, have obviously been very successful. Again, Maleficent, I'm sure Pan will be very, very successful, and I'm sure Tink will be very successful. Tink obviously has kind of become hugely popular with young kids, even arguably more in recent time, more important than her partner in crime, Peter Pan. Like I said, Tinkerbell has her own movies. There are very young children in our family who absolutely love Tinkerbell, so I'm sure they're going to be excited for this movie. But nonetheless, what do you feel about Reese Witherspoon playing Tinkerbell, Tink herself? Down here in the comment section below. Make sure to like and favorite this video to show your support. And of course, make sure to always feel free to continue this conversation on social media by following me and Chasing Cinema's social media websites down here in the description box. That's Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that fun stuff. Tweet me about a movie. You could post a Facebook question or vice versa. Follow me on Instagram, all that fun stuff. It's all available here in the description box below, so make sure to go take part of those social media websites, and above all, make sure to hit the subscribe button, guys. Each day I'm constantly updating this YouTube channel with movie news, casting details, trailer reviews, film reviews. Today I reviewed the new Poltergeist film. I also reviewed Tomorrowland, and available on this channel as well, we talked about sequels getting release dates, such as World War Z 2 and My Big Fat Greek Wedding 2, and as well as we talked about the trailer Knock Knock. So all that and more on our YouTube channel, so please hit that subscribe button. Make sure you're part of this journey through motion picture with me. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Jacob Toronto. Thank you so much for tuning into this video, and please continue chasing cinema.